Hi, this is Allison Richard, your stress management and self-care coach, and I am coming to you today to talk about how is it that we can help ourselves let go of thoughts. So maybe negative thoughts, downward spiral thoughts. I don't know about you, but lately have been definitely struggling with feeling some thoughts that are just not the most positive and recognizing how attached my brain is getting to them. Maybe it's starting to just take them in this downward pattern of one negative thought kind of leads to another, and also just really not having clarity around why is it that these thoughts are coming up, like what are they there for? So I wanted to just kind of share some of the processes that I've been working through to kind of get more clarity, kind of get to the other side to that with a little bit of kind of ease and grace, and not getting so caught up in the emotions or the thoughts that are happening in the moment. The National Science Foundation has actually shown that 95% of the thoughts that we have each day are not new, but they're actually some sort of old or repetitive thought that we've had before. And more than that, it's actually also shown that 80% of the thoughts that we have are negative. So just in general, it's more likely in our brain that we're going to have a negative thought and also one that keeps repeating. And these negative thoughts tend to be around things like past regrets or unhealthy comparisons, blame, asking what if questions, maybe feeling pessimism or kind of catastrophizing the world or what the situation, and also perfectionism. So all of these things that are just kind of unhealthy patterns for us. So, one of the things that I really like to do when I'm not feeling that clarity or realizing these thoughts are going in this direction is to just pause and to specifically look at whatever the situation may be that kind of is causing the feelings or triggering something, and to just pause for a moment and ask the first question, which is what's actually happening right now? And so oftentimes our brain works so quickly that we're in a situation and something happens and about 17 at least things happen in the brain immediately, and suddenly maybe we're feeling angry or we're feeling hurt or we're feeling sad, or a multitude of things. So to pause for a moment and say, like, okay, what actually happened in this moment? And to kind of distance from those feelings for a second, to be like, what is kind of the factual things of what happened? And then once you kind of have the factual things of what happened, is to then move on to that next question of, what stories is my brain telling me about what happened or about this situation? So, and again, those stories might be that, if we're feeling hurt, maybe we're feeling hurt because our brain is saying, well, this person did this, so now I feel unimportant, or something like that. Suddenly our brain just starts to create stories or to make meaning out of what happened. Our brain is really good at making meaning. And so to really figure out, what am I making this mean about myself in this situation? And once you kind of realize what you're making it mean, and again, this is not necessarily trying to make any decisions or choices and be like, well, this is what this is and this is what this is. It's really kind of being like an investigative journalist, scientist, and just figuring out more, kind of delving deeper into the layers of what's going on in the conscious and the subconscious brain. So once you kind of figure out what are you making it mean, kind of asking yourself, well, is this really true? And the answer may be yes or no, but if it's not true, that's always helpful to know. And if it is true, also just figuring out, so what is the lesson here? Like, what are these feelings coming up for? What are they trying to tell me? Like, what is the lesson that I need to take? Maybe I need something that I'm not getting. Maybe I need to say something. Maybe I need to process something. Maybe I need to heal something in myself. What is it that is true? And what is the lesson there? And then also asking, we all have our own specific perspectives based on our own histories and just the experiences that we've had in life and the way that we see things. So maybe just pausing for a moment to kind of expand your perspective outside of yourself and just kind of asking, well, what else also might be true? And so maybe starting to see other things that might be true, that maybe it's from someone else's perspective, maybe it's just from a perspective that wasn't kind of your initial perspective or reaction. So once you do that, then allowing yourself to kind of just pause and take all of those things into account so that you can then maybe come to a little bit more clarity on the other side, and also kind of get yourself out of whatever thought pattern or train was happening that might have been that kind of unhealthy or negative pattern, and putting yourself into a better space. So helping us to kind of retrain the brain to a more positive or just healthy patterns for ourselves, so that we can really live life from a much happier, healthier space. So I hope this was really helpful for you, and please feel free to comment below or follow, and I will see you in the next one.